Okay, my dear viewers, welcome to all of you. And I just came across these sayings, and you must all listen to this. Everyone has unique gifts and talents. What you love is what you are gifted at. To be completely happy, to live a completely fulfilled life, you have to do what you love. Strongest minds are often those whom the noisy world hears least. Yes, my dear audience and dear viewers, our dear guest here today, our 50th live conversation on Tejas Instagram, is a girl with golden heart. Let me tell you all. And as Will Smith says, the 10 ways of love are listen, speak, give, pray, answer, share, enjoy, trust, forgive, and promise. All these qualities are with Revathi Ramachandran, and that is why she is. Enama.
Yes.
All these 10 qualities, what Will Smith has written, suits Revathi so much, and that is why she is loved by one and all around her, despite her soft spokenness. That's why I said the least, the strongest are often those who are, when I came across this, the noisy world hears least. Okay? She is, let me tell you, I would like to introduce her as a dancer briefly before we get on with the conversation. And before that, Reva, my dear grandson will say hi to you. Say hi.
Hi.
Okay.
Hi.
Yeah, he's also in standard 1 in Mylapur Vidya Mandir.
Yeah, standard set 2.
Okay. Revathi Ramachandran, a dancer, a choreographer, and a teacher. Her dance goes beyond the frame of the stage to communicate the rasa embedded in the nuance of the art form. She assumed the charge as director of Kalakshetra Foundation in April 2018. Her repertoire has taken her to stages that pan India, Europe, America, and many more prestigious festivals. She is the only exponent of Shuddha Nrittam, an ancient temple dance revered by her guru, Mangudi Sri Dureraja Ayyar. She is being guided by stalwarts of gurus like Dr. Padma Subramaniam, Sri Bhagavatalu Sitharama Sharma, Srimati Kalpagam Swaminathan for Veena, Padma Vibhushan, Sri Vempati Chinna Satyam, and Miss Lakshmi Vishwanathan in Abhinaya. She was a recipient of National Fellowship for conducting research on Bhagavata Mela. Also, proud to say that we both are Ethirajians, alma mater of Ethiraj College. She holds a master's in economics from our Ethiraj College. And over and above, my dear audience, this is going to come as a surprise to all of you. She is such a sports enthusiast and who captained the Tamil Nadu women's basketball team in early 80s. We will talk. She will tell us in her yatra everything. Once again, a very warm welcome to this multifaceted dancer, Revathi Ramachandran, and a dear friend of mine. Pleasure and honor having you as our 50th live conversation guest, my dear Revathi Ramachandran. Thank you to take your time to be our guest here today. Over to you.
Namaskaram, Srekala. It's such a wonderful introduction that you gave me, and I'm really happy. And it's always been a great pleasure to be with Srekala. I think she's not only a beautiful dancer, but she's also a wonderful coordinator, and she's got so much of energy that she gives to everyone around her. And when she told me that she wanted me to do this series, I just kept postponing it, and I told her I think May should be
Last
the
year.
best. Yeah, last year. And I think this is a good time now for me also to do this. And of course, we are in college. I've known Srekala from the college days and from the dancing days for so many years, and it has been it's been wonderful knowing her, performing with her for the Shaji programs which we did with Srimati Nandini Ramani. It's wonderful
Yes.
experience for all of us to be under such a great person. And so it was a wonderful journey with Srekala, and I thank her for having invited me to do this program here today first. Thank you so much.
Most welcome and my pleasure, honor, as I told you. We Tejas are so honored to have you as our guest in the 50th
Yes.
week. Yes, Reva. Yes.
Uh,
And you know,
so
not only we also date back, but even your mother, my aunt, அதெல்லாம்
yes.
டி சிவசுவாமி இதுல தானே படிச்சா அம்மா ஜெயா வெங்கட்ராமன். My mother Indra Krishnamachari and my mommy Srimati Sri Kumari. She married my mother's eldest brother. Kumari mommy
Yeah.
and mommy were classmates.
Yes, yes,
My
I
mother
know.
was 2 or 3 years younger.
Yes, yes. So
Yeah.
like, Srekala, like she wants to talk, and now she's introduced my mother first. So I should say that my interest or my in-depth study of dancing and whatever I am today, I owe a very great extent to my mother, because it was she. I have to remember my mother, Jaya Venkatraman, who had a passion for the art, you know, and it was her desire to learn the art form, but she could not do it because of all the hazards and whatever was
Yes.
attached to
Yes.
the art form during those days, and so she could not. She did learn for a few months. She has told me, but it so happens that she used to love dancing, and so it was because of her that I came into dance, into the dancing world. And it was to just trace a small history, my mother's, my maternal grandfather, Mr. P.K. Murthy, was the first cousin of Sri S.S. Vasan, the Gemini
Yes.
pictures. And so so they had come down from the village together, my maternal grandfather and Sri S.S. Vasan. And so they were together in Chennai, and at that time my grandfather is very interested in music. So he joined the music college, and he was the first batch of students to have graduated from the music college in Chennai.
Fantastic.
So he was very much into music, and of course Mr. Vasan, as all of you know, was into movies and all the art form. And it so happened my grandfather got when the Gemini Studios was there. My guru Mangdi Durrajaya was in the music troupe of the Gemini Studio, and he used to play. And so my grandfather became a very close friend of my guru Mangudi Durrajaya, and they used to have a lot of conversations together, and we used to have the Bahula Panchami programs at my grandmother's house every month, and he used to call Bhagavatars and give them something. And so that was so, even though they did not have much money to spare, but interest in music and art was so much in him. And so it was he who started my guru Mangudi Durrajaya. He's belonged to the he was from this Mangudi village, and his father Ramanatha Bhagavathar was also a Katha Kalakshepam artist. And so and so he was a very good singer. And Mangudi Durrajaya learned Mridangam from Anganna Nayakar and Tanjavur Vaidyanathan. And so he had a very great background, and
You
it was
have
during
arts in your blood.
yes. And so that it so happened that my my mother's younger sister, Meenambar, she became a disciple of Mangidurade. She's no more. She passed away. But Meenambar was one of the first students of Mangidurade. And my grandfather would go against everyone and were insistent on teaching her Bharatanatyam. And it was on for the Seemandam we have, my mother's Seemandam, that my aunt had her Arangetram when my mother was carrying. Yeah. And so it was when she was carrying me. And so like, and my aunt used to, I remember Vadiyar coming home and teaching my aunt. And it was like I used to sit there and like my Vadiyar was quite old then. So he used to have that Vettala Paakku Petti. And I used to love to cut that Vettala and put it into the thing. And then he used to so like it was a great experience at that time. And so my maternal grandfather had a publication called Murthy Publication, in which he published many books. And my guru had written two main books. One, Bharath and Revathi. In 1957, the first copy was brought out. I have a copy of that.
You
with me. This is the Bharath and Revathi. This is
very nice.
Okay, so and this is the book. This was the one which was printed in 1957. It has photographs of my master performing dance in it. So it is my guru. Yes. Yeah. So these are some of the photographs, and like the entire book was written, and it had many references to texts like from Kohaliyam, and then also from Abhinaya Darpanam, and then Naharjuniyam, and Bharata Shastra Moolam, and also Natanadi Vadya Ranjanam. He has made many references. The foreword has been given by Professor Sambamurthy, and so it is.
Reva, one of the guest of honor for my Arangetram way back on May 22nd, 1972. Okay.
Oh, I know. I mean, May 22nd is yesterday. Then, like you are,
your birthday. Once again, a very, very happy belated birthday to you.
That was 2 days back. But you're arriving to May 22nd. That's wonderful.
And
my Arangetram was in the year 1972. I had my Arangetram. You was at.
Even me.
And I have to really check the date. I don't.
Okay.
I have the invitation here with me. This was my Arangetram invitation. So kind of.
Hey, the first photograph. Your hand was covering.
I'll show you. Mine was on 9th March 1973, my Arangetram.
Okay.
This is the thing.
Hey, Manas looks just like you in this photograph.
And then the chief guest at that time was Dr. Padma Subramaniam. It is written as Miss Padma Subramaniam at that time because my mother was an ardent fan then of Paduka. And the other, Dr. Padma Subramaniam was presiding, and Kottamangalam Subbu, no, he was the chief guest.
Very good.
Yes. So like, so Mangidurade, of course, learned.
And Duchess Rajamanna, Rivarante Perumanda. Because
so
my grandfather was the leading.
It was at Mylapore Finance Club.
In the Mylapore Finance Club, we have so many in common, Reva.
Yes. And so like, it was at that time, like my mother, when she got married and went into another family, it so happened that my father also happens to be related to Sri S.S. Vasan. And so like Mrs. Vasan and my father's mother were sisters. And so everyone was there into the art was there. But my father's family did not so much encourage anything regarding dance or anything initially. Then so like when my mother wanted I was the only child for a very long time. So then I have one sister and two brothers who are much younger to me. And so like when my mother thought that I needed some company and there was some health issues, so she just took up the doctor advised that let her go to some extracurricular activities. And that was when my mother immediately took me to Margarita Rajay and joined me in the class. And I still remember the first day at the class. So I was not a born dancer, and I was not a.
The born dancer.
I had to work very hard. I had to work very hard, you know, and like so. I've seen, because as a teacher, I've seen some students who easily dance. You know, they just come and everything is there set. But for me, it was not there. So I remember the first day when so many of them in the class would just laugh at me and tell, "Oh my God, is she going to dance?" And like, yes, yes, at that time. But then later on, I mean, I continued dancing, and it was like after 1973 Marangatram, we had a lot of programs. I did a lot of programs, and I do remember Embermana Chettiar of Indian Finance Society, who was a family friend of ours, and so he gave me a lot of programs, outstation programs. So we would travel to Visakhapatnam and then went to Calcutta and all those places when I was quite young and performed. And it was so like dancing was their part of the family of my growing up. When my Vadya himself told me like, see, I'm not able to teach you anything because the book was in Tamil, the Swabodha Bharatanavnita. And he said that you need to do everything in English. So like he said, you go to Padma Subramaniam because she's very erudite scholar. And so I went to Paduka, and she was conducting some courses so that we could appear for the lower and higher grade examinations. So I did my exams with Paduka. And similarly, my grandfather, as I told you, music college, the first student, first batch. So like he was, my mother wanted me to pursue my Veena. So I learned Veena first initially from one Mrs. Charles, and then after that I went to Kalpam Swaminathan.
Yes.
So like I was a student, and similarly I did my lower and higher grade exam in music.
I have to tell you the comments, otherwise comments disappear. One Gauri Leo says, blessed to have learned dance from Revathi ma'am.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, now you can.
Yeah, so it has been so like I learned music Veena from there, and then so like it was both were going on like but my father, I should say, was a great sports person, and so like he was very much into sports and everything.
Yes,
so like, after my college school days, it was only dancing, and my mother was in fact, she was so much involved in the whole process that like sometimes Inga Vadya will tell, like it was home classes. It was not, I never went to a place to learn. My Vadya would come home and take class.
Okay.
And it used to be every alternate, like it would be Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And when he comes, he would be waiting for me when I come back from school or from college. And he'll be there, and then my grandmother would tell me, "Pay tiffin shop to," you know. Then, but he was waiting there, so we'd have the classes. And my mother, so many times my Vadya would tell, like now I understand what it means. You know, he would say, "In the manasu, my mother's manasu." இங்க வந்துட்டு உன்கிட்ட இருக்கணும், உன்னோட உடம்பு இல்லாட்டா அவகிட்ட இருக்கணும், அப்போ வந்து இன்னும் நல்ல ஸ்டூடெண்டா எனக்கு இருக்கும். Because I used to be very playful at that time, you know. But dancing was like it was part of my growing up. Like I really enjoyed the classes, and Vadya will never take with the tattikari like how usually they take. So it used to be with the mirdangam. He would always mirdangath vechinde he used to take. He used to have mirdangam. Paadinde mirdangam maashinde he'll take classes. I don't know how he managed. He was a great person, and he was in for like எல்லாம் கையெல்லாம் perfectா வைக்கணும், இது சரியா பண்ணணும், எல்லாமே he was very particular about all of that. And it so happened that in after I went to Paduka for this classes in 19. My Vadyar period was 1900 to 1980. He learned dance from Natesh Iyer, Meratur Natesh Iyer, and he also did some Abhinaya lessons from Padmasini by Devadasi. He had learned Abhinaya. It so happened that Professor Sambamurthy was a very good friend of Vadyar, and so Professor Sambamurthy, because of his relentless nature of doing research work, he thought that he should do something regarding the Sarva Vadya Nigaichi, which used to happen in a temple close by to Chennai, in the Cheyur. There used to be a Devadasi who used to perform this during the annual Brahmotsava. So this used to consist of 72 items, and these
What?
items were 72 items used to be
In what?
performed in the Sarva Vadya. Sarva Vadya Nigaichi. It is Sarva Vadya means it used to consist of kavita, that is poetry, and then there used to be sangeeta, nritya, and so everything was there in that. And so he wanted to take some of the dance items of this Sarvavadya Negaji, and so he called upon my guru to resurrect some of the items. And so in that way, my master again resurrected Shuddha Nrittam.
Excuse
I think
that one.
yeah.
One Mr.
Yeah.
Kannadasan, who doesn't miss our conversations. He's from Tamil. He says, Revathi ma'am, unique in Shuddha Nrittam. I'm a very fan of this Shuddha Nrittam.
Oh, thank you so much. So this, how he's saying this, whatever is now, everyone associate my name with the Shuddha Nrittam.
Yes,
So it
yes.
so happened that my Vadyar was not only Shuddha Nrittam, especially he had resurrected many other dances like the Bhattasa Natyam and the Perini Natyam. The Perini Natyam is dancing on top of a mud pot. So Natesh Iyer was a teacher of E. Krishna Iyer and my guru. E. Krishna Iyer is the person who is one of the persons who worked for the revival of the dance Bharatanatyam. He came back and so my Madhyar came back and started dance classes, and you will see E. Krishna Iyer's poses on top of a inverted mud pot. I don't know whether you have seen it, but there are many, even in Shruti magazine, there is a pose of E. Krishna Iyer standing on top of an inverted mud. So this Perini Natyam and Bhattasa, he had not taught me any of that. He had taught me only Shuddha Nrittam. And the Shuddha Nrittam was taught not only to me, but all the disciples of Mangalidhar Rajayar.
Oh,
so what happened was, he was more like my grandfather, like my Vadyar. So I used to take the liberty of talking to him. So one day I just told him, it might have been about 2 weeks or 3 weeks before he passed away. So he suddenly he started taking for me one in Nattuwangam classes, and he started. He gave me his symbol. He gave me the symbols which he had got from his teacher, the ones which he was using. He told me இது உனக்கு உன்னோட வீட்ல வெச்சுக்கோ, and அதே மாதிரி மிருதங்கமும் he gave me. So I didn't. So I just kept. It is there still with me. பூஜை போது பண்ணது.
You're so blessed.
அப்போ வந்து I told him, sir, நீங்க வந்து எனக்கு எதுவும் தனியா சொல்லி கொடுக்கற, நீங்க அவளுக்கு பட்டச நாட்டியம் சொல்லி கொடுத்துருக்கேன், அவளுக்கு வந்து பேர் என்னன்னு சொல்லி எனக்கு ஒன்னும் சொல்லிட்டு சுத்தம். அப்போ வந்து he just said, நான் சொல்றேன் இப்போ சுத்த நிறுத்தம்னா ரேவதின்னு வரும் அப்படின்னு he just gave me an ஆசீர்வாத், and it so happened only his blessing. I just yeah. And so it so happened in 1980 I had actually it had been my dream. By that time I had got this passion to dance a lot, and at that time in fact I wanted to even join Kalakshetra as a student, at that time, but because of other reasons my mother and father would not let me go there, and so because I wanted to dance from morning to evening, and and I thought that was the only place where which could do that.
Yeah,
in the time 1976 or 77 when we joined college, it so happened that there was this CSS which you had to do, community service, which you had to do, or you had to join some sports. So it was then that I just thought I will do some sports. It was just
So,
by
your height also will be so good for basketball.
And then I just went into sports, and I didn't think so at that time I just went into the basketball field, and there was one senior who just threw a ball at me and told me shoot, and then I don't know, the first shot went in, and then I got interested in it. So there was a very good friend of mine called Saumini. I mean, she's a very good close friend now, but then I just got introduced to her. Her sister and my mother were friends as well.
Had a very good basketball ground also.
Yeah, and so then so Saumini told me to come into the basketball, and so like I started going for practice and all, and so then we had a lovely team, and then slowly I got selected for the district, and then it was the Madras University. I played for the university, then state team, and
regarding this basketball and dance, you have done some documentary for somebody, right? From
actually the NBA, I don't know how they found out. So they said that fans of the game, Abdina, they brought out one thing where they were taking people who are into dancing and into basketball and into other faculties. So once I got a letter from them, email from them. In fact, I didn't believe that it was from the NBA. And then they came and they shot a small feature on me, showing my interest in dance as well as in basketball. So like you can go to the fans of the game NBA and put my name, then they can all see this.
Yes, my note this NBA Revathi Ramachandran. Please watch. It is basketball. It is so interesting how she has told how the footwork is so important for dance and basketball.
And
it's
the
very
stamina. The stamina, my workouts at the basketball court really helped me build my stamina to a very great extent. And so then it so happened, then I went to, after the demise of my guru, I went to Paduka I wanted to, because I couldn't go anywhere else. So I went to Paduka. Paduka told me, no, this is a very unique style and you're only carrying on this style. So I don't want you to come here. I'll guide you, but you keep doing this style. And so it is with her blessings. And so then I continued
she will ask us to be
my Vadyat senior disciples, two of them are Kanchanaka and Gaurika. So they were my teachers. Kanchanaka was my teacher from there. And then I continued with that. And then slowly by 1984-85, I started doing my own choreographies, and then I started coming.
Please close kitchen door.
So like it was in 1986 or 87 that I got introduced to this. When I got married in 1983. So my one question to it was an arranged marriage, and so when my husband, I was very keen on dancing. And so the only question that I asked my husband was can I continue dancing? I want to continue dancing. And he said, yes, he said. But I should say, after my mother, the person who has really been a pillar of support and touch wood, he's been with me. What I'm today is because of him. That is my husband, Ramachandran. I have to thank him. He's so supportive. And there's one unique thing about not only Mr. Ramachandran, the entire family, my father-in-law, mother-in-law, and then everyone around, all of them, they encouraged my performance. You can see them, even my father-in-law's brothers and his wives, all of them will come for shows, and they will be so proud of whatever I'm doing. And later I realized this entire interest is because actually my father-in-law's mother and Rukmani Devi are first cousins.
Nijamama.
They are first cousins. They're born to brothers, and they're born to brother and sister.
That Rukmani Atta and you're related.
So that is my father-in-law's mother is actually the Mama Ponnu of Rukmini Devi.
It's
Adavadhu
quite,
Rukmini Devi,
quite
yeah,
close. Yeah,
very
it's
close.
not at all even
Yeah.
far.
So that was the reason of the entire family being so much interested in dance. Like
Yeah.
I think it runs in their blood, music, dance, and everything because
And
they come from that Agilandapuram and all this there is always attached to that
yes,
area. And so that I was lucky in that way. And so my husband was very encouraging. And then I should mention about my son who was born in '84, and though it was a peak of my career, and might be I did not have so much time. You know how it is bringing up a child and performing.
sure.
And with the total support of my mother, who was there behind me always, and my mother-in-law, because my mother would always accompany me when I travel for programs. And
Okay.
I took my son with my mother-in-law, and
Right.
she would take care without anything. Like I could just trust and leave him and go.
Even
And
this,
he was a very
even in this, my son was so attached to my mother-in-law, Jaya Krishnan, who was a Carnatic musician. So
yeah.
my in-laws were full of encouragement, pillars of support for me. Adinal even I mean, we really gel. Okay.
So like it's very important to understand that our art is very important, but the family is also important. And so I would there was no social life, as you say, I'm not noisy anywhere, but it was
That's what
only
I
art
picked
and
up.
then
I
home.
did this for you.
Yeah, yeah. And so it gives me
My
art and home and
my
huh?
mother-in-law is from Kalakshetra.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
she is, I think, 1 year or something senior to Professor C.V. Chandrasekhar sir, Dhananjayan sir. But
Oh,
the school Prachanga music, Vaidamangalam Lakshmi Narayan, the prime disciple, was
that
my,
kind of
was my mother-in-law.
yeah. So my
Uh,
mother also was very keen in music and other things. She was a disciple of MLV. She used to learn from MLV. And Amma Andu was MLV student. And even for so what happened was in after this in '86 or '87, I got introduced to Srimati Leela Shekhar. It was by chance. We were doing some work and for the International Dance
yes,
Alliance,
beautiful. So, yeah.
she was, and I think it was in memory of Rukmini Devi Arunde that they did in 1987 a program at the Music Academy to a full audience, like it was tickets were sold, and in that she gave me this opportunity to perform Shuddhanittam there for 15. You know, the artist. And after that, Leela Mami took a special interest in me. It is, I think, I don't know. And there is another person who really guided me a lot was T.S. Pasari Mama.
Amma,
T.S.
yes, Mama guided us. So all of us,
Ella
we
dancers, no?
come
So
to each other's house, no? TSP Mama's house. Yeah.
yes. So TSP Mama he was so willing and giving that any song you take and go and
Even
he
over
would give you the
give us no river, even if we
yeah,
call
meaning,
it
word to word
us.
meaning. I used to go there and used to make me write down all the word to word meaning and explain to me and so many things. And this, it was enormous support that he gave to all dancers, and he was so scholarly. So
Very good.
and Leela Shekhar in IDA, she gave me some. She took a lot of interest, and I remember in 1988, I think. So Leela Shekhar took all the the main artists in IDA who performs, all of them to perform at the City Fort Auditorium in Delhi. When she took me also along, and I had I was the only youngster at that time, and that was a very memorable performance because after that we were. The president at that time was Sri R. Venkatraman, and he called us all to the Rashtrapati Bhavan for high tea, and I was so excited about it. And there is one picture, I think you can see all the stars. Can you see the picture? So you
Yeah,
can
a
see
little.
all.
Yeah.
You can see
Wow.
everyone there. Sudha
Very
Aunty,
nice.
Chitraka. everyone
Sir,
there. T.T. Vasu sir is there, and then Lakshman
next
sir
week,
is
no?
there.
Next to
Anna is there. Dhananjay Anna, Shantaka,
இருக்காரு. ஆமா. And where are
Asitaka,
you?
everyone. Yeah, Paduka. Yeah,
Where
I'm
are you?
standing there. The green sari. That green
That
sari
green
is
color. Okay. ஏய் எனக்கு மனஸ்வினி ஞாபகம் தாமா வந்து அந்த போட்டோ எல்லாம் பார்த்தாக்க மனசு அப்படியே ஒண்ணு மாதிரியே.
So like it was a great experience being there, and the thing about that was they all performed Tilana in the end, and so Leela Mami, so I did my portion of Sridhanita. Then in the end, the Tilana portion, like she wanted me to dance, and it was a unique experience because I was dancing with Krishvini Akka, Shanta Akka, and Dhananjay Nanna. And the four of us were together in one team in that thing, and it was and they were at the peak. They were great dancers at that time, and it was a unique experience for me to do with them. And Lakshman sir only he only did the Natuvangam, and he only choreographed that Tilana. So it was unique. It was a very unique experience for me at that time. I was so excited. I still remember that day, and and that was the first time I started wearing my own makeup. Till then, I used to have a makeup man, and Leela Mami said no makeup man is coming, and so I remember Paduka and all of them helping me to do the makeup. Still very very light. And there was another very major factor which happened in my life. My mother. Paduka used to conduct the Nati Shastra camp. I don't know whether you have attended it. So this camp.
Not attended every month of May, I think.
Yeah, in the month of May, it used to be for 15 days. And I had the
Yes,
unique privilege of going for
no?
2 of the camps. One was at the Ayurvedic College in Anakati, and the other was at Mahabalipuram. So, that was a real eye-opener because it gave you so much of knowledge about dance, about theory of dance, everything. So, I had the privilege of going for 2 of those camps, and it opened you to so many scholars, scholarly lectures, and so many interactions and on sculpture, on architecture, on dance, music, Alankara Shastra. Everything was given in and it used to be from morning to night with Paduka. Like Paduka was mine. I used to.
Not only I was, I fell sick. So அதனால எனக்கு attend பண்ண முடியல.
So, and I also met so many dancers with whom many of them I used to keep in touch with, And so I remember there was one Suchitra Mitra Kalakshatra student who was there at that program, and there were 2 students of Sarsama. And Paduka would combine them together to do something, and it used to be very difficult for them. Because Sarasama also, I used to like her a lot, and she was very sweet to me, and she used to.
Reva, how much Sarsa teacher has told me about you when you were even a visiting professor to the music college. She was the director of the music college. She has told me, "Inna bhavyama and பொண்ணு அந்த ரேவதி வரும் பேசாதம்மா அது வந்து நமஸ்காரம் டீச்சர் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு என் கால்ல விழுந்துரும் அது பாட்டுக்கு தமிழ் சரசா டீச்சர் தமிழ் and அது பாட்டுக்கு வரும் she had only very very good words. You are blessed even in that from getting பின்னாடி praise பண்றது something excellent தெரியுமா.
And she was very close. I remember 1 or 2 times she has come here home, and she was very very close to me, Sansa.
And you took,
for that matter, I think all the it was nearly all the teachers. I think it's because of my mother's love for the art and the passion that she had, how she conducted herself with others. I think everyone has influenced my life to a very great extent, and so I as I told you, Kittappa Pillai, Kittappa Pillai,
excuse me, Sarsa teacher, when you did with other teachers, did you do some features, some documentation? You remember?
Okay, so this is later. This is later in the 1996 or 97.
Okay.
I'll come to it later. I'll tell you about that.
Now you tell about
yeah. So then, so like after that, after the journey to Delhi and the program, after that Dr. N. Mahalingam, Pollachi, Dr. N. Mahalingam, he was one person who gave me a lot of insight, like into, and he gave me a lot of encouragement. So he gave me, he told me to do something on based on the Devaram and other things. So that was when my first production, Ambalathil Aram Jyoti, I produced that one. And so then he gave me a title of Isai Kalai Virpannar, and he just gave me one thing.
You were
And
telling
so like,
Kittappa Pillai, sir, Reva. You were telling something about
so like Kittappa Pillai and Mahmudi Durrajayar, my grandfather, all of them were very close friends. Shivanandam, Sharada, Veena, எல்லாமே ரொம்ப close friends. அவ எல்லாமே friends. So like, so what happened was in Kittappa Pillai, actually speaking, this is a photograph of myself with Kittappa Pillai. He came
Oh,
home.
you sweet. Fantastic.
Then he told me, yeah, and he taught me this. This is he's teaching me dancing. He taught me one the Kautvam, the Brahmasandhi Kautvam. He taught
Lovely.
me. So, so he came, and so in 1990, Leela Shekhar, going back to Leela Shekhar, Leela Mami had this thing of putting dancers together and producing a production. And so she gave the choreography to Professor Sudharani Raghupati. Sudharani was, and so, and she picked up dancers at random from different schools. And
It was
so like,
was it JJ or the Shakti Prabhavam?
This was Krishnam Vande Jagadguru.
Oh,
This is the
Krishnam
first. So like it was a wonderful experience at that time, and so like for all of us to get together, share our emotions. They were dancers from Chitraka school, Srekala. I think this is
She was Srekala Narasimhan.
Narasimhan. Srekala Narasimhan was there, and then of course Priya Murli was there. Priya Mahadevan, she was there, and then I was there. Shobha Natarajan. I don't know.
Shobha Natarajan. Yeah.
Shobha Natarajan was a student, and then there were two more people. There was I'm forgetting who else were there, and there were two male. 8 of us were there.
Nima Sarsa teacher student in the Lakshman was there.
Lakshman was there. The two male students, one was Lakshman, the other was Dominique, a French dancer. Yeah. And so like, and the two other students, I'm not able to place who were there.
Hey, Satyajit was there, no? Dhananjayan sir student.
He replaced, and then Suryanarayana Murthy came. Dominic replaced Suryanarayana Murthy and Satyajit, all of them did. So it was then when I used to hear about Kalakshetra also from Suryanarayana Murthy. So this entire team, we traveled to the US, and it was a great thing. Actually, Sudha Auntie's choreography was very, it was unique, and so similarly, I had gone to Gopati Chinnasatyam Pillai also to learn Kuchipudi, and so like I was with him for many years, and so like his choreography, I had performed in his productions, and so his choreography also influenced me a lot, and of course Paduka, all these things put together really shaped whatever I choreographed, and so then I came up with the productions like this Ayar Kula Tilakam, and then I came up with quite a few productions, Ayar Kula Tilakam, Jaya Bharatham, and then it was Om Sharavana Bhava, and such many productions where I involved many students also in it, and we in fact traveled with the Ambalathil Aram Jyoti with a live orchestra in 1997. We did in about 14 cities in the US, I think. I traveled with my entire troupe to the US. And Ambalathil Aram Jyoti, again, we traveled in 2008 to Germany and France, and we performed, It was a very great hit, that production. And Om Sharavana Bhava, again, which was done in 2004. I traveled with that to the US again for a trip.
Very
And
nice.
recently, my most recent production, I mean,
Pavani
Jagat
Ganga.
Pavani Ganga.
Yeah.
So that
I
was
was
that traveled to the U.
there. I was there for the production. It was
Yeah,
beautiful. And the
yeah.
formations
So,
that you had given when the Ganga flows, still it is in my eyes. Still it is in my mind.
right.
Beautiful formation of the river Ganga, you know, Reva. Rom
Yeah. So that production went to the US, but so like in 1993, I had my second child, is my daughter Manaswini, and
sweet.
so Manaswini, Manaswini was like I wanted her to be a musician, not a dancer initially. So I was
Why?
just
Why,
I
Revati?
I thought like music was more like, and she was good in music too. So I was, but she insisted on dancing. She used to come and watch my dance program and sit there, and she would come
Ila
back home
Reva.
and dance.
Reva Manas was a student of Suguna Purushottam and Mami Dane.
Yeah. She was a
Ila
student.
Suguna and my mother-in-law are very good friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then
Okay.
I know that. So then what happened was Manaswini would come back, like the Natya Rangam at Nathagana Sabha. It made us also
Yes.
choreograph. So there was they had this, once they asked me to do on Tirunilakanta,
In the
it was
on.
on Tirunilakanta.
Okay.
So that production, I actually used all Papanasam Shivan's song, and from the movie Tirunile Kantar, and I
Very
recreated
nice.
it. So it was a very big hit. So Manaswini would love that production. She would come home and she would dance like mad. Then my
Oh,
mother told me, please make her start classes for her. So then I started classes for her, and of course she did her Arangetram. So like why I'm talking about this is when Jagat Pavani Ganga was to travel to the US, I had taken up my role as the director of Kalakshetra Foundation.
yes.
Though the
Yes.
entire, all the, I
Manas
had finished
was
all the paperwork and everything, but then, so I could not go, leave Kalakshetra and go at that time. And so Manasini led the troop and she went to the US with the set
that.
of
I know that. Yeah.
she
I
was,
know.
she, she
So remember, Manaswini did, wait, she choreographed something for Prema Sadashiva Makka for her drama. Something,
yes.
அதுக்கு என்ன பேர் எனக்கு தெரிய வரல. I don't remember what she did, but she choreographed extremely well because I was present for the drama at Nandagana Sabha again,
Okay,
and
okay,
announced that choreographed by Manaswini, daughter of Revathi.
okay.
And
Yeah, she was. She's very. She went into. I also put her on to some classes with Chidit Krishna, so she still goes there with Chidit Krishna.
yeah,
So my passion for Kalakshetra, like I used to love the dance dramas, like from. My mother, I think all our mothers would insist on taking us to the Sabha programs. So then the Sabhas were not as many as they are today. And there used to be very hand-picked few programs happening, some at Music Academy, Malapur Fine Arts, and RR Sabha. And so these were the sabhas which we used to go to, and like Music Academy, like Brahmagana Sabha was one major thing. I think they
yes,
had the entire
and
Ramayana of Kalakshetra.
Academy, Kalamandir Trust by Vishwanathan Mama, Enfield.
Yeah. That
Ah,
was all those things, and like when in so like when Kalakshetra had staged the entire Ramayana, I remember going for it with my mother. She would take, and like I used to really think Janardhanan sir, who took the role of Rama, was real Rama. At that time he was,
and
and
Balagopal sir who did
Venkatachalapati sir.
Anjali. Oh, you?
Anjane, yeah, and Venkatachalapati sir used to be there. He used to be the Lakshmana, and so like it used to be really made an impression on me. So I've always been a big fan of the entire Kalakshetra style and other things, and at the same time, like I mean, the thing is, there is so much to learn in art. Like so many people with so many. I mean, so much of imagination and vocation. So I've learned from all the people whom I have come across, include all the senior teachers.
And we should about Nandini Akka's programs that we've done.
Yeah.
We've done.
Yeah, so
That
when Nandini
fun.
Akka, being with Nandini Akka, being with Chitra Akka, being with each and every one of them and learning, going through the process, Sudha Auntie, Patuka, of course, and all of them, with all Dhananjay sir and Shantaka, little interaction which I've had with them. So all these things have taught me so many things. And so it was in, I think in 1987 when the Spirit of Youth program got introduced in Music Academy. I think I was a winner at the first time or the second time. I'm not very sure. So I had won
You also you got before me. Remember the Nadanmamani Award of Karthik Fine Arts also.
Yeah. And so many of all the Karthik Fine Arts, all these sabhas, I think I should thank all of them because they encouraged me at the right time. Like that was really. And so the thing is, in 1994 or 1995, one of my students came up to me and said that her uncle was doing a serial on the TV, and they wanted me to do the dance choreography. So then the uncle came. The uncle happened to be the Puvai Sengutuvan, the writer, and then so like we did Deivika Thiruvanangal in a 13-episode serial on the TV on Madras Doordarshan. So the Devika Thiruvanangal, I used dancers from all from all the dance schools because as I told you, I like every style I see. I think there's something beautiful. Look at Sasama, something so beautiful. Padantram so much, Kalakshetra so beautiful. So everything is so beautiful. So like I took dancers from everywhere and we did that scene. And then it was later Info Drive, an organization so they came up to me and they said that you have to do a CD-ROM on Bharatanatyam. So it was for that CD-ROM that I interviewed all these stalwarts. That was when even Kittappa Pillai sir came home. And so at that time I had interviewed many dancers. I also have an interview of Kalakshetra and Kalakshetra people, 1997. It's a beautiful
Little did you know how
real
beautiful
treasure to have.
that time.
Where I have Salsama's interview, where all of you have danced. I have Sudhanti's interview, Chitraka's interview, and so there was Dhananjay sir's interview, and everyone have done. And Kalakshetra, of course, was there.
No, you covered all the stalwarts beautifully well, Reva. I still remember in our dance class because my teacher was asking you many questions and you were replying very calmly. In fact, we were wondering why is teacher Pavam asking her these many questions? We can dance and she go to other dance classes. But you heard about Vasanta Vidi Swami, Arvind Swami's mother, who was a great dancer.
Yeah.
The Sanjay Kalidas is Mr. V.D. Swami's nephew, who is congratulating on this golden show. Thank you very much. Yeah. Mr. V.D. is from Trichy. His father was a mayor.
Thank you.
Who is the nephew to Mr. V.D. Swami.
Okay. Actually, Vasanta Swami, they were encouraging a lot of dance, the Melatour, especially the Bhagavata Mela. And
my Vidya Mani is also, my Anna, Srikant Anna's wife Vidya, is to Vasanta Atte. Vasanta Atte's daughter is Vidya Mani. And Mr. V.D. Swami's brother's son is the Sanjay. And so Melatour, when it came, Nada, I think the first and there were a woman solo dancing now Panirke in 1994 at Melatour.
Oh, wonderful. So, it so happened with when you say Melatour and other things, I remember my fellowship which I did with the Ministry of Culture on the Bhagavata Mela. Totally, TSP Mama guided me for that, and at that time I visited Melatour, and I did quite there was this the troupe, the Bhagavata Mela Natya Naraka Sangam, which was doing this. So I was totally there. And for 2 days, going the whole night. I remember my child was, my son Srihari was a kid, and my entire family, my mother-in-law, father, they also came, and I put them in one room and there in the Amavita, and so then we tried to get them a lot of ministries help also after that, way back in 1986 or 7, I think that was. And so so this is my course, like it so happened, and then after many trips and so many dance programs, productions, everything, Kala Sadhanalaya was set up solely by my father-in-law was only instrumental in registering it and making it a trust, and he gave me so much of support regarding that. He was a chartered accountant also, and so he knew so much about it, so he helped me do that. And it so happened that my daughter-in-law, who's she's also a dancer and a painter, we're very insistent that we should have someone who's connected with art. And so and similarly, my son-in-law, Manasuni's husband, also is into a lot of acting. I mean, he has been into acting and other things, and he's event management. And so it has been a journey where we've gone through all this, and it was in 2017 when this advertisement came for this director of Kalakshetra. My husband, he was the one who said, "Why don't you apply?" And so I applied, and it has been a learning process for me being at Kalakshetra. I've loved every moment of it. And because there are so many artists around you, first and foremost, and I love to be with artists, and there is so much to learn. Also, we have had the guidance of people like our chairman, Sri Kupaswamy sir, and then now, of course, Sri Ramadurai sir. And so, it has helped me a lot to know about administration. I should talk about the deputy directors who have been there. The deputy director, Sri Srinivasa Raghavan, was guiding me regarding administration and other things. And so it has been a wonderful journey, and to be forever in music and dance like that, it had been my dream, to stay in Kalakshetra and in music and dance from morning to evening. I think God just answered my dream, so
yes,
it's wonderful. It is wonderful, and all of them are so much into the art, and they are so much into or whatever they are doing, and so sincere about it. So it is wonderful to be with such people, and they do their best. They put their best
and
thing.
very nice.
The choreography and other things, the dress sense, and when they do anything, the way they teach the students, there is so much behind what is happening at Kalakshetra by Rupani Devi. Yeah, founded by Rupani Devi.
Revathi, I know Mrs. Ambika Butch, right? I know Mrs. Ambi auntie, Mrs. Ambika Butch, right? 8th standard days. So I know, I know Ambi auntie. Those days, because நாங்க எல்லாரும் பெசன் நகர் தான். ஆனா நான் வாக் பண்ணி கலாக்ஷேத்ராக்கு போயிட்டு பாப்கார்ன் அப்ப 10 ரூபாய் தான் கீழே உட்கார்றதுக்கு. I will buy, I will sit and watch all the dance dramas.
Yeah. It's a beautiful way. What Rukmani Devi has done is something unique, There's no question regarding that. Because it's something which is so beautiful, and the philosophy behind it. It is not only the dance, it's not only how she's put it, but how much of thought has gone into it, and how the teachers are imbibed into the culture of Kalakshetra. That is something which students of Kalakshetra must understand. It is not just a place of teaching dance, but it's a place of teaching the way of life. And so it has been beautifully structured.
And you should a little about Swami Dayanand Saraswati. You are a great disciple of that.
Yeah. So this was in my journey the most important part. Around when we were 30s, my husband and I were looking for a guru, and we came to Swami Dayananda Saraswati, and it has been learning of Vedanta, and it has been with God's total guru's blessing. I think that we have his main disciple, Swami Paramarthananda Swamiji, whose disciple we are. He stays in our apartment, and we have been
down, no? Very nice.
yeah. And so, like, it has been a journey. Like, Swamiji also has encouraged us in so many ways, you know, like his interest in the art, Swami Dayanand Saraswati and Swami Padmatananda ji, and like there were so many disciples of his who used to be at our house. Now this is when Swamiji visited our dance class, and that is Bharatini is a child, my father-in-law, um, and my father-in-law's elder brother are there. And so, like,
Okay.
and Swamiji also gave me this unique title of Srekala Bhushanam. When he was alive in 2014, he gave me this title. And it was then that the Natyarangam had also asked me to do on, it was Upanishad Bharatam. And so I had done this Brahmatma Chakram. And so, like, Swamiji was very happy with that. So this is, I'm just showing you another photograph of Dr. Padma Subramaniam at my Arangetram making the speech. So can you see
a little
it?
higher? Ah, yes. How nice.
Yeah, that is Patuka. And then, so then this is one photograph of me when when Bharath Saraswati had come for my program.
Wow. ரொம்ப நல்லா இருக்குமா?
Yes.
Depth.
And then there was this is my program, my Veena program. Veena program.
Incredibly talented you are, ma. நான் கூட வர்ணம் மட்டும் கத்துண்டேன் வீணா அதுக்கப்புறம் விட்டுட்டேன். I learned from one Shishya
Now
of
I,
Chandar.
and so like so Swamiji Yoda, like it has been Swamiji's insights into Vedanta has helped us a lot, I think, and Swamiji also helps me in all my productions. Like I just go to him, and Dayanand Swamiji is my guru, soul, and Karnataka Swamiji also. Recently, Om Swamiji, who just you know, on the 10th of May. He was also here, and he used to be a pillar of strength for whatever we did, you know, like his blessings would go a long way in helping us. So,
ரேவா ரேவா எனக்கு நீ உன்னோட வைஃபை சரியா இருக்கா பாருமா. திடீர்னு you are frozen, ரேவா. You seem to be Revathi.
It is okay for me.
இல்ல இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் it is still.
Is it okay?
Now it's okay. Yeah.
So like I thought I had some photographs of Swamiji and myself, like, and so like I should mention this is when the can you see the picture? I think you're frozen.
இப்போ தெரியுதுமா? இப்போ திருப்பி காமி ரேவா.
Yeah. So like so this has been my journey, Srekala, like through the thing with the total blessing of everyone and the blessing of my guru. Wherever I am, whatever I am doing is only blessing of guru and the guidance of all these people in my life. Very true.
Very nice. He had earlier told that it's a very nice memory shared by Revathi ma'am. And again, that's one Gauri says, such an amazing interview, two great personalities under one roof. So nice. Thank you.
Thank you, Gauri.
No, and Reva, we must not forget, with our passion, as told in the beginning itself, the family definitely should give us a lot of support. The family.
That is
So,
very
adula vandu, I think, very, very important. Illana, amma, ellame namakku confusion la dhaan mudiyum. So all that, I think it's come out very well, beautiful. And again, Reva, you're freezing again.
I don't know what's wrong here.
Wi-Fi
I don't know what's wrong. I think anyway, we're at the end of it, so we can conclude, I think. We're at the end of it.
No, no, I want one more thing for you to tell. I would like,
Yeah.
since your experience over 50 years, I want you to tell your thoughts as a piece of whether an advice or for the young student, like what you told about Kalakshetra, they should not think it's only learning the art, but also philosophical. Like that, for the general dance aspirants, please give them your small words of advice.
What I would say is dancing, they should not think it is just the glamour of it, you know. That is one thing which in fact, the students of Kalakshetra, they all learn it with passion, but and with so much of sincerity, which is important for others outside also to do, you know, to take up to dancing, to think that we are going to do something in dancing and make it as a I think, am I heard?
No, and now
Am
you're
I
not
heard?
here. Make it, we must work very passionately, that you said.
Yeah,
Adukapra-
yeah, they're very passionate, and it is not just the performance that makes a dancer. There are so many other things which a dancer should be exposed to. So I think even Rukmani Devi has only thought that, you know, like she's not like, if you look at any one of the senior dance or any one dance, it is not only dancing, but it is so much more of everything else put together. So it's very important for the dancer to observe around them, though it comes naturally, and to learn from everything around them, and to learn all the important factors that go into making up this art form, so that you become a full-fledged, fuller person and a dancer. And it's important to be a good person. It's not important to be just a good dancer, but it's important to be a good person. That we should
Very
think.
good, very correct, because dance teaches you discipline. I also believe at the end of the day, prove to be a good human being. That will carry you far, no, Reva? Yeah.
Yes, that's it. Yeah.
And another person
Thank
has told, very, very proud of you, about
Yeah,
you.
Lakshmi Krishnamurthy ma'am. She's from Kalakshetra. She's a
So sweet.
wonderful person. Srekala, you should interview her because she's done so many years of beautiful painting, and she's
Yeah,
an artist.
I will
Rumba
talk to you.
expert, and she's quite, in spite of her age, she still, till today, she comes and teaches students at Kalakshetra. So she's a
Fantastic.
wonderful. Thank you so much, Lakshmi.
Thank you, Lakshmi Ma. Thank you so much that you've told. I'm waiting to meet you. I'll come through Reva to meet you. And definitely we will have her on our show. Absolutely. It must be our honor once again. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
And so sure. And we will definitely talk. And thank you so much, Reva.
Thank you.
And my best wishes to all your future endeavors. And of course, my best wishes and loves to your entire family, whom of course
Yeah.
we know for
Same,
years.
same to you, Srekala.
Thank
All, and thank you for this wonderful opportunity to travel down my memory lane.
how I've been now. I always tell, some of mine, especially today's your rhythm, we never know. See, it's more than 1 hour 10 minutes, and I am so happy. Oh, Lakshmi says, Srekala, I'm your mother's junior in school. Oh, really? That's so nice. Now you tell bye to you, Reva.
Yeah. Bye.
Sukrit, அவன் இங்க மாடியில இருக்கானா?
Sukrit is actually in my in Bombay with his other grandmother. Sukrit, and I now have a little one called my own also. So the two of them are there.
Anyway, this is Lakshmi Krishnaswamy, or since you're saying your Amma was your junior, Amma isn't keeping that well.
Okay. So
Amma.
you should meet her. Yeah.
Amma. Now, we will meet up, and it was wonderful, really. And you made it grand on this
Thank you.
50th live conversation of Tejas Instagram. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
and meet
Thank you
soon.
so much.
And thank you, my dear
Thank
viewers.
you.
You've been a wonderful audience to my dear and the director of Kalakshetra, Srimati Revathi Ramachandran, Reva to all of us. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Namaste.